Question number 11. A heavy metal ball falls vertically downwards through an air past four equally spaced levels. So these are equally spaced, okay? The distance between these two levels remains constant throughout. The time taken to fall from one level to the next are measured, okay? Easy. Where is the speed of the ball greatest and when and which time is the shortest? Okay, so what do you guys think is the answer? It's falling from J to K, then from K to L, from L to M. Where would the speed be the highest, the greatest? Where do you think the speed would be the greatest? At point M, right? So from L to M, the speed would be the greatest. And time is shortest between which 2 points? Now, this is pretty simple. If the speed is highest at this point, that means the time is also going to be the shortest. No, it remains same, okay? Remember, if the speed is the highest, then your just a second. अच्छा guys, I just got my kava for आप लोग तो अभी मेरे साथ न्यू स्टूडेंट्स हैं. मेरे पुराने सारे स्टूडेंट्स को पता है लाइक मेरा कैमरा नजर आ रहा है. आई एम लाइक अ कावा खोर. मुझे कावा बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है. तो यूजली ड्यूरिंग क्लासेस यू विल फाइंड मी ड्रिंकिंग ग्रीन टी. आई लव इट. खैर, so what do you guys think is the answer? I just explained it, so the answer is going to be D. Nice. Question number 12. A body is moved from place X to place Y where the gravitational field strength is different. So we know that G is different. G is different. What happens to its mass and to its weight due to the move? Always remember, mass remains constant throughout the universe. So the mass always stays the same. So the answer is either C or it's either D. However, weight changes according to what? According to your G, your gravitational field strength. So the answer is going to be C. Easy peasy. 13. A mass of 20 kg is held stationary by a rope passing over a frictionless pulley. What is the tension T in the rope? Now remember, if I attach this 20 kg object to this rope and this 20 kg object produces a downward force which is its weight of 200 Newton. I'm assuming that G is equal to 10 for these questions, okay? So it produces a downward force of 200 Newton. Now, If something is pulling it down, it needs for it to stay in its place, for it to stay in equilibrium, or to for it to stay in its place, I need a 200 force upwards as well, right? Am I correct? So what is going to be the tension T in the rope? It's going to be 200 Newton as well. It's going to cancel it out because it says that it is held stationary, not moving. If it's not moving, that means that it's going to cancel out. Is that clear? So the answer is D. And always remember, tension acts in the opposite direction to the force applied. If the force is towards the right, tension is going to be towards the left. The tension is, if the force is downward, the tension is going to be upward. If the tension is upwards, if the force is upwards, the tension is going to be downwards. Tension is always in the opposite direction. Question 14. Four objects are moving along a straight line. The distance of an object from a fixed point on the line is plotted against time for each object. Which object is decelerating? Which object is decelerating? So the answer is pretty simple, I believe. आपको आना चाहिए at this point. Distance time graph. What is the answer? आता है ना? Nope. Guys, decelerating. Nope. Guys, decelerating. Decreasing gradient. See, decelerating. Decreasing gradient. Remember, guys, I told you the graph should be on your fingertips, okay? All those gradients. This question has been repeated. The answer is D. Then 16. Four students make statements about mass of an object. Which statement is correct? The mass of an object depends on the gravitational field which acts on the object. The mass of the object divided by its weight is equal to the acceleration with which it falls freely. The mass of an object increases when the temperature. This is completely wrong. The mass of an object resists change in motion of the object. A is also wrong. It does not depend on the gravitational field. Nope. B is also not your answer. This says basically it's W is equal to mg. B is saying that M over W is equal to G. Nope. W over M is equal to G. Some students might confuse and choose B as the answer. The answer is D. This is law of inertia. What does law of inertia say? Law of inertia says that an object with mass resists change in motion. Resist change in motion. Now, a lot of students that do not take these practice classes suffer a lot. As you've noticed, we just did like 16 MCQs, one was repeated, so 15 MCQs. And I'm pretty sure you guys learned a lot of stuff while solving these questions compared to when I was teaching all of that, right? I feel like that, and students usually feel that as well. So whenever there is a practice class later down this course, आप लोग this is like these are the early classes, so I know you guys are taking classes, but later down, just there are I believe 20 students in the group and only three of you have showed up. Students they tend to do not attend these practice classes. They think they're a waste of time. But you learn more in these classes compared to that. So it does not mean you can miss those classes, and it does not mean you can miss these classes. You have to take both of these, but still. Question number 17. A brass ball and a feather are released at the same time. So it's a brass ball and a feather. On Earth, the ball reaches the ground first. On the moon, they reach the ground at the same time. What is the explanation for this? Guys, remember, when there is no air resistance, when there is no air resistance, objects, note this down, fall with the same speed, and you can also write same time. So there is no air resistance on the moon. Yep, vacuum as well. Whenever we say there is no air resistance, it actually means vacuum. And there's something a lot of you guys confuse. I'm also drinking my green tea. Guys, whenever you guys think of vacuum, you think a place where there's no gravitational field as well. Nope, that is wrong. There is gravitational field in a vacuum. There is no air resistance. There is nothing that hampers the motion, but there is still can be motion, okay? So an object will have its weight. Nothing happens to the weight, okay? Is that point clear? Question number 18. A heavy metal ball falls vertically downwards through air past four equally spaced level. Okay, again, this question has been repeated three times. 19. An object, a light object, is dropped from rest. It falls a large distance vertically through air. How can the motion of the object be described? How can it be described? So it falls vertically, large distance vertically through the air. Okay, and a light object. So a light object through air. So if it falls through air, it means there is air resistance. If there is air resistance, that means that there is going to be terminal velocity. So the answer is either going to C or D. And always remember it falls with decreasing acceleration. There never is increasing acceleration, okay? There's always decreasing acceleration and then it starts moving at terminal velocity. 20. A car travels at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes. How far does the car travel in 15 minutes? Remember, whenever you have a question like this, you need to make sure that the speed and the time I have the same unit. It means that both of these should be in hour or minute. That means I need to convert 50 over 60, which is 0.25 hours, and then I can just use speed is equal to distance over time. We have to find distance, right? Sorry, speed is equal to distance over time. Distance is equal to speed into time. So it's gonna be 0.25 into 60. The answer is gonna be 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers. Clear? So you always need to make sure that these two have the same unit. So if this is in hours, this should also be in hours. It's very simple, but you always mess it up.